Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hoovy186 back again with another video, and this is going to be a video response to Level Headed Gamer. Now, I do want to start off by saying this: a couple things. One, I am a fan of Level Headed Gamer. I do like his channel. I respect his opinion, even though I may not agree with his opinion all the time. I do respect his opinion a lot. And secondly, I'm not going to curse in this video. Like, obviously, I know he's a man of God. He's a minister, so I'm not going to disrespect him by just cursing up and down like I normally do in my videos. Like, I do curse a lot, and that's something I do want to work on for the new year. You know, I don't want to curse as much as I normally do, but you know, you gotta take baby steps here. Anyways, let's get started. Now, he made 3 points in the video that I disagree with, and I'm going to address them all here. The first point that he made, now obviously it's not going to be in order because it's long. His video is long, so I just picked 3 points from different spots, and I'm going to address them. Now, the first point that I had to address is regarding PC gaming and PC gamers. Now, he mentioned how I know he said this in that visuals, people pay all this money for visuals, and I can already tell you that that's not true at all. That's not true at all. Most PC gamers, do they want their game to look good? Yes, of course they do. Every gamer wants their game to look good. If you tell me that you don't want your game to look good, then you're lying to yourself. You're making yourself look like a fool if you believe that. But that'll be later. That'll be later. But as far as PC gaming goes, it's much more than just paying for visuals. It's about having the best performance come out of your game as possible. Being able to play a game at a consistent frame rate. I guess for them, preferably 60 frames a second. It's about being able to pretty much, you know, you buy your games for a cheaper price for the most part. It's about being able to join a community where they can work together to make patches for games if the developer is too slow to bring them out, or to add or to modify the game to make the game fit their needs. It's about being able to play at a resolution that's fit to their style. There's definitely a lot of things that go into paying the money to really to invest into building their own PCs. It is much more than just visuals, much more than that. So that's the first thing. Secondly, is regarding to why people buy these consoles at launch. Now again, I don't buy consoles at launch. I have my reasons. But I think for most people, I think the reason why they buy consoles at launch is because it's an investment. Like it's no different from you buying a Wii U at launch. You wanted it because it's an investment. You trusted the company, you knew what you wanted, and you were going to buy it. Now obviously you know, bumps in the road. You have some growing pains. Everyone does when it comes to these new consoles. You're always going to have growing pains. I think ultimately it comes down to if you trust the company to bring you the experiences that you want. And obviously the 4.2 million people who bought the PS4, and I think the 3 million that bought the Xbox One, they trust the company to bring them the experiences that they want. Just like all the people who bought the Wii U trust Nintendo to bring the experiences that they want. So I think that's why people bought the system. Like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and question, you know, so and so why would they buy a console, because at the end of the day it's an investment. Whether you buy it, you know, at launch, or you buy it like a year from now, it's an investment, and you want the most bang for your buck. You don't want to stay at this you know, at this one gaming generation forever. You know what I mean? So that's why people, you know, that's why some people move up to the PS4 and Xbox One. Now you have some people out there who just buy it just to buy it. You have some people out there who buy it for collections, for, you know, just for, you know, as a collector's item. You know what I mean? You have some people who are like that. You have people who just generally like games and they just buy it, and you have some people who buy it just to buy it and to show off. Zaire, Zaire. Excuse me. I had a bad cough attack. Completely random cough attack. Anyways, so you have that, and the last thing is this is, he mentioned how, he went over to a friend's house and he was talking about how, he was playing, like Call of Duty, and I think he's mentioned Call of Duty, Battlefield, and all that other stuff, and he also mentioned how, oh, like he also mentioned the tablet and how it changes the way you play and all that other stuff. Now, look here, this is where things really go by, by opinion. Now, for me, I've used the Wii U a couple times, and the tablet controller is not a bad controller. It's not a bad controller at all. But to me, it doesn't add anything to the gaming experience. In fact, I think it hinders the gaming experience. Like, to me, I did come to the realization that the two screen experience, which is what Nintendo Wii U's main selling point is, the two screen experience is a sham. It's not for me. I'm not into it. Now, if you're into it, that's fine. But my thing is this: you look at the new Mario game. What is so different about that game that I couldn't do with just a basic controller? You know what I mean? Like, if what the tablet adds to the game, is it enough for me to really buy the game? Because frankly, from the game, granted, I haven't played the game yet, but granted, from the walkthroughs that I've seen, from the Let's Plays that I've seen from the Mario game, I don't see a difference. I don't see a difference. And if the tablet adds so much to it, then that's one thing. But why would I buy a $350 or $300, whatever, how much it costs now? Why would I buy a console to play the same games I've been playing for all this time, and the only thing that's going to change is how I play it? You see, now, if you want to do that, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to play games that I'm interested in. I want to play games that I'm, I don't mind playing games that, like this whole notion that, this generation is just going to be a carbon copy of next generation, but graphics, but with with better graphics. You know what? To be honest with you, I'm not that upset about that, because one, I know that's not going to happen. With every generation, you're always going to get a carryover of last generation. That's just how it is. But this is the point. This is an important time in gaming where you have companies who are willing to take risk and to create something new. So I'm not worried about that. But if you're telling me that the tablet is supposed to be something that's supposed to be like some new innovation, I'm sorry, I don't see it that way. Excuse me. I don't see it that way. The same thing with the Nintendo's philosophy, in my opinion, is that they're more interested in changing how you play instead of changing what the game is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to play the same game a different way. I want to play new games the same way, with a controller, with a real controller, with none of this gimmicky nonsense. And that's what the tablet is. Like, it's not a bad controller, it's just gimmicky nonsense. And for you to sit there and say, oh, well, I mean, Battlefield is just the same game. I mean, if you feel that way, that's fine. You feel that way, that's fine. But I would much rather play a game like Battlefield than I would to play Mario. And if I have to play it, if I get a better looking version, obviously there's more improvements that goes along with it. But if I much rather play a better looking version of a Battlefield than I would playing basically the same Mario game, but just obviously it looks better. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say it don't. It looks better, but with a tablet controller that I'm not used to, then I'm gonna choose Battlefield. Like, just how it is. But again, that's really mainly about preference. But the overall point of this video that I wanted to get across to you, level-headed, is this notion that gameplay is the only thing that matters, and that graphic. And I know, and I'm sure you think that graphics do matter to an extent, and I'm sure a lot of people do too. But you have people out there, and most of them are Nintendo fans, who sit there and say that graphics don't matter. Gameplay matters. Like, let me ask you guys a question. When the new Xenoblade Chronicles game came out, what were people talking about? They were talking about the graphics. They were talking about how awesome the game looked. They were talking about how, oh, this shows the Wii U that it's next gen. This shows you that the Wii U is next gen. That's all they were talking about. They weren't talking about the gameplay. Well, for one, because the game's not out, and two, you can't judge how you like. And two, like the second point, and this is my overall point. If you already know a game is going to be good based on your past experience with that franchise or with the developer or whatever, then don't you want the game to improve in other areas? Like, same thing with the Zelda demo, the tech demo that they showed, a long time ago. Everyone knows that Zelda's gonna be good. I mean, look at the 90s across the board on all their games and on Metacritic. So don't you want the game to improve in other areas? Like I don't know, add some, voice acting into the game, or have the game be, or at least, add some more substance to the game than just what it's been for the past 17, 18 years. Like, this notion that graphics don't matter, that gameplay is the only thing that matters, it's a lie. It's a lie, and you guys know it. It's an absolute lie. So, and this other thing that he mentioned was about how people watch games now instead of play games. Let me tell you something, man. Some of the best scenes, some of the best moments in gaming history has happened during cutscenes. You look at the death of Ares in Final Fantasy VII. You look at depending on whether or not you played the original Metal Gear games on the Nintendo, the introduction of not really introduction, but the cutscene when Gray Fox was basically murking those dudes up, slicing dudes in half on Metal Gear Solid, especially on the improved visual version of the game, which was Twin Snakes on the GameCube, on the Nintendo GameCube. Seeing Gray Fox just slicing dudes in half and doing this and doing that, you're telling me that just because you're watching something doesn't mean that you're not being immersed into the experience. And that's what I got from this video, and that's what I get from a lot of the Nintendo guys who sit there and preach about how gameplay is the only thing that matters. And that's not the case. It's not true at all. It's not true. There's lots of things that go into making a game great. Like, obviously, look at Grand Theft Auto, right? If you just concentrate on the gameplay, here's how you would explain Grand Theft Auto. You fornicate with hookers in this back alley. You steal this car. You steal that car. You do this mission. You do that mission. Boom, game over. That's it. That's boring. That's boring. If you sit there and you just play another game, like let's say you play just another Mario game, you stomp on turtle shells, you stomp on this, you stomp on that, you get a star, you get some other animal that you get superpowers from. It's boring. No matter how fun the game is, if there's nothing that is motivating you to play, then it gets boring quick. It doesn't matter what game it is. It gets boring quick. Like with Grand Theft Auto, it's so much. It's like I'm gonna do a video review of Grand Theft Auto soon. I'll do it soon. Cause I just passed the game, but you talk about the characters. You talk about some of the crazy stuff that you've seen in the game and all that other stuff. Like that's what makes games, like, basically what the genre of what gaming is now is more than just about gameplay. It's about storytelling. It's about it's about character development. It's all these stuff matters in the game. All this stuff makes a video game a video game. You know what I mean? If you like Mario, then that's fine. Like, look, I have no issues with the Mario franchise in general, outside of it not really evolving over the past, I don't want to say 30 years. I want to say at least ever since the N64, the Mario's N64, it really hasn't evolved that much. Like, at least in my opinion. If you disagree, you disagree. That's just how it is. But my overall point is that you had, like, at the end of the day, there's more important things that goes into a game than just how the game plays. There's more. It goes deeper than that. It's much more deeper than that. It's about investing in a story, especially when you're older, when you have to work, when you have you have all these bills and stuff like that. You want to sit at home and get lost, get immersed into an experience that that may be similar to a movie. You know what I mean? Like it may be similar to a movie, but you're controlling it. Like for me, the most important thing to me, obviously, like first off, is controls, obviously, and like other stuff is just how if the game appeals to you, like and that could be visual. If a game visually appeals to you, then you're going to be more drawn into that game than some other game. And I'm not just talking about ultra realistic graphics like you would see in like Battlefield or Killzone or something like that. I'm talking about something that visually appeals to you. That's something that catches your eye visually. And I think that a lot of I have to say this, a lot of Nintendo guys, they're more interested in what Nintendo does well outside, instead of concentrating on what Nintendo can get better at. You know what I mean? Well, since Nintendo, like I've heard one guy say, "Oh, Nintendo had the best gameplay." Like that makes no sense. Like that comment makes absolutely no sense. You know what I mean? Like if someone said that, oh, it concentrates primarily on gameplay, yeah, I'm sure that's true. But a lot of people aren't looking for just gameplay. A lot of people are looking for something more than that. So this video's gone long enough, but I'll pose this question to any Nintendo fan out there. If you want to play like a new Star Fox game, or if you want to play a new Metro Prime game, I know for a fact that if the game looks absolutely gorgeous, you're going to throw that in everybody's faces. Oh God! Hold on a second. Okay. I'm sorry. This has been like the 8th or 9th time I tried to make this video, and I'm not gonna let a phone call bother me. But anyways, like my point is that people want their games to look good. Graphics are important. You know what I mean? There's other aspects to gaming that are important outside of just gameplay. Like obviously, it's no secret if a game is not if the game sucks, the game sucks. Like period. It doesn't matter how good the game looks, how much better this is or that is. If the game sucks, the game sucks. But if the game is good, there are definitely other aspects to gaming that makes a game awesome. And that includes games like Journey or Walking Dead, or not the Survival Instinct, not that, but I'm talking about basically the point and click game. If people are play that game and they're enthralled by that game, then no one should judge them on that, because gaming is what you want it to be. So that's pretty much it. Like it went on for a lot longer than I would have preferred it to be, and I mean that's pretty much it. If you want to respond level-headed, you can if you want, but it is what it is. It will be 186. I'm out of here.